Let's create a new C++ project. Click on Visual Studio. You may have a newer version. On the left side is the recently opened project. So if you have created project, you will see those .sln files to reopen the project. But we are going to create a new project. So on the right side, click Create a New Project. Visual Studio has multiple languages. Make sure C++ is selected. And you can create an empty project. Empty project is the one without .cpp file. We can also choose console applications. All the book examples are console applications. Let's click console applications and click next. Here you are going to decide the location where you are going to save this project. Because we are computer science major, so make sure you organize your computer by make folders. For example, I make this term 1 2013. This is the old one, it is for demonstration. And I click 2250 class and then the video folder, and you click select folder. In the project name, you give a name, let's just say week 1, and you click create. So it will give you some default code. On the right here, you can see week1.cpp. And around the right side, it's called the Solution Explorer. So .cpp is under source files folder. So if you close this week1.cpp, you can double click on the right side and we'll bring it back. If you accidentally close the Solution Explorer, you can go to the View menu and you can bring it back. On the bottom is the output window. If you accidentally close it on the View menu, you can also bring it back, click Output. So because we already have some code here, so let's run it. So in this code, it's going to display hello words. The first thing you need to build a solution. Build solution means the compiler will check if there are any syntax errors in your program. Here you see build when succeeded, 0 failed, 0 to update, 0 skipped. So that means you can run this program. You click debug, start without debugging. And this is black screen called console window. So hello world is printed. So in your project, when you finish the coding for the homework, you need to go to the folder where you saved this project. And you attach this .cpp file in the canvas. Also, you make a screenshot of the output. Of course, if there's something wrong, for example, each C++ statement must be ended with semicolon. So if the semicolon is missing here, let's build again. And it will tell you there's a syntax error missing semicolon. And if you click this, you'll basically go to this line. So you need to check around here. You add semicolon and you can rebuild again. So when you see 1 succeeded, 0 failed, you can run the program. And sometimes even it passed the compilation, it doesn't mean the program is right because we will have a runtime error. We will talk about this later. So let's first delete all those codes. And you can save the project by click this window. So it will save the current window. If you want to save all, you click Save All button. And this is undo, this is redo. Let's do a project. That's Chapter 2, Programming Challenge number 8, Total Purchase. So our customer in a store is purchasing 5 items. and the prices of the 5 items are as follows. We have price item 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and write a program that holds the prices of the 5 items in the 5 variables, and display each item's price, the subtotal of the sale, and the amount of sales taxes, and the totals. Assume the sales tax is 7%. So according to this instruction, first of all, let's make a comment. Because the C++ compiler cannot recognize those natural languages, we must use C++ to program. So to comment in C++, you have 2 ways. For a single line, you just have // So when the line becomes green, it's a comment. So the program will not execute those words. Another comment is called block comment. You have /* at the front, then another */ at the end. So it's also make a block of sentence to be comment. Let's begin to write this program. First we have # include IOStream, then using namespace std, and we have an integer main function, and we don't have any parameter, and we put commands inside the main function, and those are enclosed by the curly braces. The # include IOStream is a preprocessor directive that tells the computer to include IOStream library in the program. The IOStream library provides the input-output stream object, such as cin and cout, that are commonly used in C++ programs. Using namespace std is a statement that tells the compiler to use std namespace. The namespace is a mechanism that prevents naming conflicts between different libraries or user-defined functions. In this case, the std namespace contains the declarations for the input-output stream objects in the IOStream library. By using the std namespace, we can write the code without specifying the namespace every time we use the object from the IOStream library. For example, instead of writing std cout hello world, and the symbol must be enclosed by the double quote because it's a string. Then endl is to change the line. So instead of writing this, I'm going to comment this. We can just write cout hello world. endl, and I'm going to run. Hello world is printed. So it's important to note that using the using statement right here can lead to naming conflicts if multiple libraries define functions or variables with the same name. So in a very large program, it is good practice to avoid using the using statement and instead just use fully qualified the objects and the functions from their respective namespaces. So just use this kind of formatting. If you run it, also output the same result. Because our program is small program, so we can just use the cout, and then we use the cout. Next, let's talk about the data types and variables. So data types or variables are used to represent various types of values, such as numbers, characters, booleans, values. A variable is a named memory location that can hold a value of specific data type. Let's take a look at some of basic data types and variables in C++. First, we have an integer data type. For example, if I say integer x equal 10, semicolon. So integer are whole numbers that can be positive or negative. In C++, integers are represented by the int data type. It creates a variable named x with a value of 10, and the integers can also be initialized as expression. For example, integer y equal x plus 3, semicolon. So this creates a variable named y with a value of x, then plus the 3. So if x is 10, then y is 13 here. Second data type is a floating point data type. Floating point data type are used to represent decimal numbers. In C++, the two most common floating point data types are float and double. For example, float a equal 3.1415, semicolon. And double b equal 3.14159265358, semicolon. So the float data type can represent numbers with up to 7 significant digits, while the double data type can represent numbers with up to 15 significant digits. Third data type is character data type. Characters are used to represent individual letters, numbers, or symbols. In C++, characters are represented by char data type. For example, charc equal single quote a, semicolon. So this creates a variable named c with a value of uppercase A. Characters can also represent by their ASCII code. So chard equal 65, semicolon. It is equivalent to uppercase A. So I add a comment, equivalent to A. Next one is the Boolean data type. Boolean data type are used to represent true or false values. In C++, the bool data type is used to represent Boolean values. For example, bool E equal true. So true2 is a keyword. Bool F equal false. So this creates two variables named E and F with values of true and false, respectively. Variables in C++ can be declared and initialized in one statement, or declared first, then initialized later. For example, integer x equal 10. So I put here, remember we already have x equal 10. I put another duplicate statement. Can we do that? Let's build. It gives error. It says x redefinition. So once you declare a variable, you cannot declare again in the same logical block, right? Because all those two statements belong to the main function. They are inside one block. So we have to change another name. Let's say G. So once you change it to G, the red curly lines disappear. And in this statement, we have integer y equal x plus 3. And here we can first define a new variable called h. Then we say h equal to g plus 3. So this also works. So C++ allows variable to be declared with a constant qualifier, const, that's the keyword, which makes the value of the variable read-only and cannot be modified. For example, constant integer z equal 100. So z is a constant number, and if we say z equal x plus 3, so see those red curly sign? That means error if we rebuild the solution. So you cannot assign a variable that is constant. So constant variable will stay the same during the program. You cannot change the constant variable later. Let's delete all those. And for our project, it says the sales tax is 7%. So let's declare a constant, and the constant type should be double. And the name, let's say sales underscore tax equal 7 point. So 0.07 and a semicolon. In C++, an identifier is a name given to a variable, function, class, or any other user-defined entities. An identifier can be composed of letters, digits, and underscores, but it must start with a letter or an underscore. So C++ is a case-sensitive language. So if you have different case but same spelling, they are different variables, different identifiers. And some rules for naming identifiers in C++ are the name must begin with a letter or an underscore. It cannot begin with a digit. The name can contain letters, digits, and underscores. The name must be unique within its scope. And C++ is a case-sensitive language. And the identifiers cannot be the same as a C++ keyword or reserved words. For example, we cannot say constant, double, then we say cout, because cout is a reserved word. Next, we declare and initialize 5 variables that represent the prices of 5 items. Then we declare and initialize a variable. The variable name is subtotal, and we calculate the subtotal by adding the prices of all 5 items. Next, we declare a variable sales tax, and we calculate the sales tax by multiplying the subtotal by the sales tax rate. Then we declare a double variable called total, and we calculate the total cost of items by adding the subtotal and the sales tax. These lines display the prices of the 5 items, the subtotal, the sales tax, and the total cost of the items on the console. Cout is a standard output string in C++, which is used to display output on the console. It is part of the IOStream library and is typically used in combination with the insertion operator > to output data to the console. So cout is used to output the string item1 : $. Then the insertion operator is used to insert the string into cout. And then the item1, the value saved in the item1 will also be displayed. And the endl statement is used to move the cursor to a new line after the string is displayed. So we can use cout to output variables, expressions, and other type of data to the console. Return 0, semicolon. This line returns a value of 0 to the operating system, indicating that program has executed successfully. Next, let's compile. So there's no error, and let's click debug, start without debugging, and give the output. Let's take a look at a program with runtime error. A runtime error in C++ occurs when the program compiles without any error, but fails to execute properly when running due to some issue with the code. Runtime errors are often called bugs and can be difficult to diagnose and fix. There are several types of runtime errors in C++, including division by zero. This error occurs when a program attempts to divide a number by zero. Out of range errors. This error occurs when a program attempts to access an array element or variable that is outside of the defined range. No pointer errors. This error occurs when the program tries to access a memory address that has not been initialized. Memory leaks. This error occurs when the program fails to release memory that is no longer needed, leading to memory exhaustion. Stack overflow errors. This error occurs when the program runs out of stack memory, often due to recursion or infinite loops. In this program, we first declare a float, and the name is number. Second, integer divide. Then we initialize the divide to 0, and then we see out 2 messages. Hi there, please input a number, and then hit return. The next line, cin, and we have extraction greater than number. In C++, cin is a predefined input stream object that is used to read input from the standard input devices, usually the keyboard. It is part of the standard input-output library and is defined in IOStream header file. So cin is used along with greater than to read values of various data types from the standard input. So the program will read the data and store it in the variable number. Then it says number equal number divided by divider. And we note divider is 0. Divide by 0 is not allowed in math and will cause a runtime error. To fix these issues, we should initialize divider to a non-zero value. For example, we can initialize to 1. And we can run it. So we put 20, and the result should be 22. Half your number is 20 now. So because the message say half of number, so let's change to 2. Divide by 2. 20. Half your number is 10.